Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me tonight. How are you all doing out there? I hope you're having a great day. It's the start of a new week. How's your week going? How was your weekend? Um, if you're out there, please say hi. And let me see here. We have a few people, looks like, watching out there. So numbers are starting to go up. Thank you for being here. We really do appreciate it. We're going to do some chatting like we always do. And then I have some pretty fun stuff, some nice stuff to show you tonight. So I hope you're interested in pretty things, right? I am. I know I am. So thank you for being here. Um, I've had a very, I'll just let that go. I've had a very busy weekend. um, I was at the shop all weekend long, and it was pretty slow. We had a few people come in, so those of you who did, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with me. And see here, Marianne's here. Hello, Marianne. Thank you for being here. And so we started working on a lot of different things. And if you missed some of our emails this weekend, you may have missed some of that. Um, we are starting to plan out some classes at Star Cottage Studio for 2026. We are working on trying to figure out what people want. And so there is a form, it's a Google Doc, Google form that we're asking as many people as possible. If you're interested in kind of metalworking classes and things like that, we put out a form. There's a big banner on our Facebook page. And I think I posted it in the Design Challenges group, saying we're asking for your input. And so there's a link in the comments of those posts. We can't put the links, even in the comments, the posts don't go very far. But uh, if you've ever been interested in taking classes at all, as far as metalworking, enameling, things that we do, we'd love to hear your feedback. It will help us plan the classes. So far, not a lot of people have answered it. For those of you who have, thank you. Um, but if you haven't yet, please, if you wouldn't mind, take the time to fill it out. There's only about 6 or 7 questions, I think. We're trying to figure out pricing structures, how long classes people want to take, and what kind of classes people are interested in. So that's pretty much what that's about. So I made that form the other day, and if you haven't seen that yet, check our timeline on Facebook for the asking for your input, I think is what it says. And yeah, let us know. Um, and we'd like to hear from you, even if you're not local or you're not able to take classes with us. This is a planning stage. We just want to know what, out there in the world, what people are looking to do right now. It doesn't mean that you have to take the class. Doesn't mean you could even possibly take it. Don't put it aside though, because you never know. There are some places where flights are very cheap into Latrobe or Pittsburgh. And we've got a van. We've hauled people around before. So you never know. We could have people coming into Pittsburgh pretty cheap. And there are lots of Airbnbs around here. So even if it's a lengthy class, because we were talking about possibly doing week-long classes, the questions pretty much are one-day class. There are two different types of one-day class, a two-day class, and a week-long class. We're also talking about doing an intensive, which is a 2-week, but I didn't put that on the submission because we haven't really, or on the form because we haven't really talked about that much. Norma's here. Hello, Norma. Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Kimberly says, if I lived in PA, it would be all in. You don't have to live in PA. You don't have to. To answer the questions and help us out, that could be anybody. So we'd appreciate it if anybody wants to do that, if they would do that for us. But you never know. You might find time and resources to come and take a class with us. Um, we are going to offer some ones that you can make it into a little retreat. Um, we have we have some preliminary dates kind of picked out, and one is about 2 weeks, I think, after Mother's Day. So ask your family for your Mother's Day gift. You'd like to have a retreat with us here at Allegory Gallery. It might be fun. So we're working on that. We also released that book club is back. We're going to do a book instead of, we usually do a book every month for Inspired by Reading Book Club, but we are slowing it down. We know that in the summer, people have a really hard time kind of keeping up sometimes. Um, even we do. And so we are trying to do approximately a book a quarter. We got a little late start starting here in February. So we're going to have April 10th be the next book club meeting. These are on Zoom. We hang out with you on Zoom, and we discuss the book, we go over it, talk about it a little bit, and then we make something inspired by the book. So you can have something pre-made inspired by the book if you'd like to, or you can work on it during the Zoom meeting, whatever you'd like to do. It's fun if people have things pre-made and want to show them. It's also fun if people want to hang out and just make stuff together. So whatever that is, it's great, whatever you want to do. It is The Glassmaker by Tracy Chevalier. And Andrew has, I believe, already read the book at least once through and really enjoyed it. And it deals a lot with glassmaking in Venice. So, inspired by our trip, we chose that book as our first book. April 10th is going to be the date. It's a Friday. It will take the place of our um, live that evening. We might do a live earlier in the day, depending on how things go, but it will be 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on the 10th of April. Let's see. Oh, we got some more people joining us. Um, Marianne says, "Cats, did you hear that? I know, right? I gotta get you some kind of gifts, right?" Um, Anna is here. Hello, Anna. Thanks so much for joining us. Marion says, "Oh, good amount of time to read it." Yes, we're doing a book a quarter. Um, and hopefully even I will be able to find time to do it in that amount of time. A book a month is hard for me. I do not get through a book a month generally. I wish I did. I wish I read more, but it's just not in the cards for me. So a book every quarter, I think I can do that. So we will get to that book, and then probably in a month or so we'll release the details of the book after that, um, so that we can get back into a quarterly. There'll probably be a shorter amount of time. We should have had this one in March, and so we'll have it in April, but the next one will probably be in June. So I mean that's still 2 months, right? So hopefully that's good. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining us. And Anna's jumped over on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Please share us. Share us with your friends. Hit that share button. Um, so that's what's going on. I did those things. We're working on a lot of other things in the background as well. Um, I am planning for our event on this coming Friday with Balance Restaurant. We were going to be doing a maker night at Balance, and they are going to have a beautiful buffet available. They're calling it Galentine's Day. So that's on the 13th of February, just before Valentine's Day. And they're going to have a great buffet, and then people are going to make bracelets with us. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I have to see if they've gotten some numbers yet. I know people sign up for these things last minute. I've been trying to push to let people know, please sign up as early as you can. It's only $45 a person, um, and it includes the food and the making class. They're also going to be creating some cash bar kind of drinks and mocktails for the event as well. So that's awesome. So we're working on that. Um, yeah, and there's so much going on. There's things that we're not even releasing yet. So I'm like, what can I talk about, and what have we just talked about that we've not released yet? It's always it's a busy time right now trying to prepare for spring and summer, and getting things going. So yeah, how was your weekend? What'd y'all do? Um, we have been. I'm trying to think. We watched. We've been trying to catch up on some of our shows. Uh, what did we watch the other night? We started watching this little series on YouTube the other day about this guy who interviews people about their tiny homes, which was really cool. When we're trying to work or get back to work quickly, we're just having lunch or having a quick meal. We'll turn on some little things like that, and we got kind of sucked into this series. Um, which is I found it really interesting. It's a lot about people who mostly built their own tiny homes, how long it takes, how much money it takes. These ones are in Australia, I believe, which they have some beautiful countryside there. People are parking these things um, in beautiful places. So they showed these kangaroos jumping by. It's so pretty. Um, let's see. Marianne says, "Oh, that reminds me, I have two programs recorded to watch." Yeah, get to watching, right? Um, we um we also watched the new Game of Thrones. That one came out, I think, was it last night? Comes out on Sundays. We try and catch that one on the day, usually, because we really enjoy that one, and it's getting good. It's getting good, y'all. I mean, it is good. I really enjoy it. Um, it's it feels very different, I feel like, than the original Game of Thrones. It's I don't know, it's more fun. There are some dark points and stuff, but and right now they're involved in kind of a dark thing, but it is different. I like it. But it's still very addicting. I can't wait to see the next episode every time. Anna says, I went to see a band. It was a benefit for Immigrant Legal Defense Fund. We have seen several times. That's good. Um, hey, Len's here. Thank you so much for being here too. Um, Suzanne has joined in. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for being here. Um, we also did a D-Stash event last night. So if you missed that, I put some really fun things up on the D-Stash, I think. Normally we just do a lot of beads and stuff, but I pulled some of our carved bone figurines and statues and things like that we have. So I did that. And we hung out on the D-Stash last night, had some, I think, interesting questions people were answering. I always try, if you've not joined us for the D-Stash, I always try and ask questions during it because we can't be live. We're not live like this, so we don't get that interaction. And we don't want to just drop products and have people buy stuff. Like that's a little bit boring for everybody. So I try and ask questions. Andrew came up with this a long time ago during the D stashes. We answer questions every so many items, and it helps keep everybody talking. And people who maybe can't shop all the time, it keeps them included. They don't feel like they're excluded. The group isn't for them. um, and so I had some fun with y'all last night. So thank you for hanging out. Um, let's see. Suzanne says it's carnival season here, and I'm not a fan. I feel that I mean, yours is probably wild, but when it's Fort Ligonier days here, it gets wild for a weekend. Ours is just a weekend, thank goodness. Um, and, um, you know, for us, we can get a lot of people, but I'm sure it's nothing like that. I would love to actually come down for that sometime, even though even though you're not a fan of it. I think it would be fun. But it is also um, it's hard for the people who live there, right? Because you're used to things a certain way, and when you have such an influx of people, um, it disturbs everything. But I'm happy for hopefully the small businesses that are making more money during this time. I know that's the case, for Fort Ligonier Days in a lot of ways. Small businesses benefit, the restaurants especially. Um, so sometimes Fort Ligonier Days here was always such that when we had a store, people would always say, "Oh, they're here all the time. I can come back anytime." And but hopefully with something like that, with the carnival season, um, people aren't there all the time. They don't have a chance to come back all the time because they're probably there for a very special trip. Um, this is just a big festival that happens every year here. And, it draws probably a lot of the same people. And I know it does because I've seen it. But people who are making this their one and only trip, hopefully it helps the small businesses that need the help probably during the winter months, especially. I know it's not some winter, it's not as wintry as here down there, but yeah, I'm sure it's still slow down there because it's still a fluctuation for people. Suzanne says some have to close or limit hours. I'm sure. I'm sure it gets to be too much in some cases. Um, I've seen photos and videos of just packed streets, and like it would be scary, I think, to be open in some cases for that. Um, Anna says, "What era is Fort Ligonier from in history?" It's the French and Indian War. The French and Indian War. I don't know the dates. I should. I'm a bad citizen of town, but it's the French and Indian War. And from what I understand, they do have a fort here, but the fort wasn't actually right here. Um, I don't know where exactly it was, but I think it was moved and they built a museum and all that. But I don't think it was actually in the spot where it is now. But they have rebuilt the fort as it would have been, and they take people through, and you can walk through it and all that. And then they have a small museum of things from that time period. I guess one of George Washington's pistols is there too. I believe I'm right in that. Um, I think they still have that, and so yeah, that's uh, but the what we have here, which is um, the diamond we call it, which is the center of town, is a roundabout, um, and the diamond has been here and it has kept that shape for a very long time. It used to be. Uh, there are still fountains in town that have uh, the places where horses would drink. So you would park your horse in the center. There was grass in the center, and you would park your horse, and you can mount it up with the fountains, or there had places to park your horse. I don't know what you call that. Strap it up to wherever, but uh, and then you could walk around the town, and um, and it is still, they have kept that shape. We're one of the few towns around here. More and more um, towns are starting to add roundabouts around here, I've noticed. We're getting a few that instead of intersections, they're putting in roundabouts. But we our town has had it for a very, very long time. It is a one lane roundabout. There aren't multiple lanes. You can't, there's not the passing lane or whatever. Um, I know when I was in France driving, they had multiple lane roundabouts where you know, you'd pick your lane, and if you had to go the long way around, you get on the inside lane, keep away from the outside until you had to exit, all that. But most of ours are all one lane roundabouts, but more and more towns are starting to include them. um, and it's interesting, but ours has had it for a very, very long time. um, let's see, hitching posts, thank you, Marianne, that's it. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. You hitch your horse, there you go, thank you. You can tell I'm not a horse person. I don't know much about them. They've always scared me a little bit. Ever since I was young, I've been a little bit afraid of horses, and I get along with them better now, I guess. I don't see them very often, of course, but I'm better with them now. When I was young, I don't know why horses scared me a lot. Um, and I never had a closeness with them. But I know a lot of people, even some people who I worked with at the Roadster factory, had horses. And one family, they were very into horses. And my one friend Dolly, she would go up every night after work pretty much and go to take care of the horses with her sister. And so they just loved them. But um, I learned a good bit from them just listening to their stories over the years, because I worked there for a long time on and off. And I knew them even longer than that. And her sister did one time bring a horse. She walked a horse down to my house growing up and let us ride the horse in the backyard, which was kind of fun. Um, I have a general I have a remembrance. I have a remembrance of doing it, but almost my remembrance of doing it is from a point of view of watching it. It's weird. I don't have the remembrance of being on the horse. I have a remembrance of me watching myself on the horse, which is weird. Do you ever do that? Maybe it's just me, but sometimes when you think back on memories, I'm more watching the memory than I'm in the memory. It's a strange thing. I don't know. Maybe there's a word for that too. Um, Susan says there is a small roundabout nearby. It was put in to prevent accidents. Yeah. And Marion says, not sure roundabouts prevent accidents. I was just going to say the same thing. They're doing all this to make intersections, I guess, easier. Um, but people around here do not know how to use the roundabouts. They don't even use a turn signal, like to signal that they're going off onto the exit. I've there's a new one in Johnstown. I mean, new to me. It's probably been there for a while now, but it wasn't there when I was growing up here. And I just watch people. I have never, ever, not once, and I drive up there fairly often because it's how I go up to Walmart if I have to go up there afterwards. Uh, I have never seen a person use their turn signal to exit the roundabout or to, yeah, never. So, and that shouldn't surprise me, but there's a few exits, like there's probably 4 or 5 exits along that roundabout. And so, it'd be nice to know what you're doing, but they don't do it. Um, Susan says, do you think it was that the horse is a larger animal? Possibly. I was afraid of them. I don't know. I don't actually know why. I have no idea. Like I love animals, and um, pretty much any animal I've always like really liked. Just horses made me uneasy, and I don't know if it was because it was so big and they're kind of muscular. Um, and I don't know. And I don't know my so I've talked about this a little bit. My grandparents used to live on a farm with some friends. Um, I think when they moved, they didn't have a house when they moved into this area, so some friends let them stay at their farm. I think that's the story. I'd have to ask my dad for sure. And that farm had horses, and we were always told not to go near them, uh, mostly because the fences were electric and they didn't want us to get electrocuted in the electric fences as little kids because we would run around up at the farm sometimes when we would visit. And my grandparents weren't living there when I was young, but I was told this story. So that's how they knew the people on the farm. And we would go visit the people on the farm pretty often if we stayed with our grandparents. And they had peacocks, and I love seeing the peacocks. They had other farm animals, but I don't know if maybe when I was very, very young, I heard a story about a horse there, or just because of the association with the fences and they had to thinking they were dangerous because they needed fences to keep them in. I don't know. Um, it's like if that's a memory, it's never been unlocked, but I could see how um, that was kind of my first introduction at a very young age to horses in general. And so I don't know if that's the case, but we um we would go visit them, and so maybe that's it. But also it could just be that they were big animals, and they always talk about they could kick you. Like, so I don't know if there was anything around that or not. Um, Since I've lived near peacocks as a child, they make the strangest sounds. They do. And I've heard they can be mean as well. Um, these ones were generally in a pen, but sometimes they'd be walking around, and every once in a while we'd see them fan out. But I guess sometimes, like, if they're fanning out, that's when they might be mean. So I don't think we knew that as kids, but I think that's like a defensive posture unless they're trying to attract a mate. Um, they're trying to make themselves big, and so we would always try and like get close to the peacock, and they would start to do that. I probably didn't know that they were um, uh, a little bit more dangerous that way. And it wasn't until later in life I knew how dangerous like birds could be. Um, we had a Canadian goose that we believe lost its mate, and supposedly they mate for life. And this goose arrived um, near the lake I grew up on one day, and it just happened to park itself in our portion, like near our backyard. So the lake had a bunch of houses around it, and these were originally like my parents bought our house. It was supposed to be a summer cottage. It was never equipped to be a year-round home. So, but that's what they could afford. and it was in a beautiful place with a little lake, and my mom loved it. And so they bought the house, and then they added on a little bit to it. They added a room to the back of it to make it a little bigger. They put some insulation and did a few things. Um, but like we didn't have a major heating source. We had one propane heater in the entire house, because it was only meant to take the chill off in a summer or a spring or fall. It was never meant to heat in the winter. So we grew up with like kerosene heaters and stuff that we had, big kerosene heaters that had the tanks, and we'd fill them out on the porch. Um, but anyway, um, this goose, our house connected to the lake through the backyard. We owned property only to a certain point, and then the lake general lake property took over. And the person who owned the lake was rarely there. And he did not mind if we built a dock, and he didn't mind if people used the lake and all that. He didn't really when I was very young. I'm getting off track, like digression after digression. Um, when we first when I was first growing up, there used to be a playground across the street from the lake, and there was a mini lake also. There was just like it was like a pond that kind of fed water back and forth to the lake. I think it was kind of more of an overflow thing. And so um, there was also an actual uh, like swimming area that was roped off. And I remember one summer having cousins and stuff come over, and then we would go in the playground, and then that attached kind of to the swimming area, and there was a sandy kind of beachy area, and it was roped off for swimming. And that was when um, I was very young. But very soon after that, that kind of all fell apart. um, they started letting the playground grow up with weeds and stuff like that, because I guess the original owner passed away of the lake. um, they used to also clean out the lake every so many years. They had machines, I guess, that helped keep the algae and all that. They would drain it to a certain point and all that, but that stopped happening. Anyway, so I'm just digressing into memories. We This goose came and stayed down by our connected portion of the lake, and it was the meanest thing. And you couldn't be near it. It didn't have babies. It didn't have its partner. It just made itself a place. We had a little paddle boat. Uh, I guess that's with oars, not the foot one, but a little one with oars. And it like we would have the boat sometimes sitting up on its side, and it kind of made its area inside that boat. So for many summers we could not use the boat. We couldn't go out on the lake. um, Even when we would mow our grass in the backyard, we had very old riding mower. I think an old Sears riding mower. The goose would sometimes come flying at you like face level as you're riding on the lawnmower, coming to get you away from its area if you came down too far. um, and it was so mean. And my mom, I mean, we all felt bad for it because, there's probably a reason it was that mean generally. I mean, it was either mistreated somewhere or it lost its partner. And, we put all these human emotions on it in them, but I don't know. Um, but my mom always made sure to go down and give him food. We called it a him. I don't know if it was a him. We called him Lefty because he was left behind. He did not fly away with the other geese. Other geese would come in every year to fly away, and he always stayed all winter long. And so my mom would go down and feed him, and he would attack her. They take their bill and they grab a piece of skin and they twist their head. She would have these gigantic black and blue marks all over her legs and arms from just trying to go down and feed him, make sure he had food for throughout the winter. But she kept doing it, and then one day he was just gone. I don't know if somebody did something with him, um, if he attacked the wrong person or went on the other side or what. But um, we had also heard that through a friend there was another um, lake that had a goose that was like this. And what we heard is that somebody gathered up this goose and moved it. And so it's very possible that he was planted at our lake, um, thinking he would disturb less people. I guess this was a very public park lake that he was originally at, and so it's very possible that that's where he came from. Um, let's see here. So this is we live near an historic farm, and there were peacocks there. Occasionally, one would escape. They're beautiful but slightly scary. Yeah, they can be, right? I think so. Birds in general, I think, can be scary. Um, let me see here if I have. I haven't been refreshing Facebook, and I need to remember that I should do that just in case it's not updating comments because it doesn't always do that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're good. We're good. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on in my childhood stories now. I have my blanket on because it's chilly in this room right now. And I need a drink. I'm getting dry. It's there's so much we have the heat on for so long. The air is so dry, but it's cold. The other night I was up at the cottage. When was it? Mm, it was last night, I think, because I had to clean out the pellet stove. Um, and I went outside and I looked up because it's darker there. Um, and that's why. So if you on my it was last night because on the D stash I asked what's your favorite constellation, and the reason I asked that is because I was at the cottage and when I went out, I looked up and the sky was so clear. The stars were like twinkling. It was beautiful, but that also means that it's cold. When there's no clouds, when the clouds aren't there to keep the heat in a little bit, when it's an open sky, it's super cold, and it was crisp out last night. Um, let's see here. Susan says, "I always found the birds much scarier than Psycho." Right? Yeah, because that would be scary. Can't control that. If you find a psycho, control a psycho. Can't control the birds; they're getting wild. Um, yeah. So uh, that's. I'm trying to think. Andrew made us. I don't know what you had for dinner. We're gonna have leftovers for dinner tonight. Andrew made us a bean soup, I guess you could kind of call it. Made in a skillet, so it's not like a soup, but it has kind of a broth to it. And I've been hungry for it. He makes it every once in a while. Um, I buy a bunch of beans at the supermarket, and it's a really low cost meal because the beans are only like $1 a can, right? And so I'll buy a few cans of beans and cut up an onion, and he'll make this, and it's really good. We put it over rice. I had a little bit for lunch today, but I'm actually getting really hungry again. So looking forward to that. Um, what are y'all having? Hit me with your food because I would love to hear. I was gonna go shopping for something else, but we have so much left over that it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. What else have y'all been up to? I know it was a wild weekend. Um, and we try not to get into too much of this, but there was a lot going on this weekend. And um, I don't know how much I want to say, but I will say that I did today watch the halftime show, and I really enjoyed it. Um, it actually made me tear up a little bit. I'm somebody who I've been watching, I've been listening to Spanish music since I was in middle school, since I started taking Spanish classes in middle school. And I have always enjoyed even when I didn't understand it. And I will say I did not understand much. I do not, I think um, Puerto Rico has their Spanish is definitely like every dialect of Spanish is very different. Um, and I have always had a harder time understanding Puerto Rican Spanish. So I did not understand much. But um, it was emotional for me because to see, something that I don't see, like, around this area, that is not something we see very often, or hear very often. I When I was young, there was no internet. I had to seek out, CDs or tapes, with Spanish music on it. It wasn't easy to find in this area, and, I very much valued the ones that I could find, and, it gave me a love for that music and just the culture and, the beauty of the sound. Like I said, I even when I was young and didn't speak much Spanish, I would try and translate the lyrics or, um, but just listening to the sound, and it brought back kind of those memories, and it was really good to see it for me. Um, Being a lover of that music for a long time and the cultures, it was really good to see it on a big stage. And, um, I was I know there was a lot of controversy, but I was very proud that so many people came together to make that happen and that it touched so many people. I mean, I've been reading a lot about it today, and um, they were even I read other people saying like it made people break down in tears just to see it. And I think, like, I know some about the culture because I studied Spanish and, Latin American Spanish and Puerto Rican, culture to a degree, but I've never lived it. Um, but just seeing, like, just the stage and the setup and the carts with the food and the little mercados, and, like, it just was such, I think, a special thing. And I know it's not for everyone. Um, I know a lot of people that if they don't understand what is being said, they're not going to listen to it. Um, I grew up with that. I grew up with a lot of people questioning why I would ever listen to what I listen to because they're like, you don't understand what they're saying. I'm like, you don't need to. You can feel the emotion in the music. And to this day, um, I am a person that I don't, if I hear a sound or I hear a song on the radio, it's not the lyrics that draw me in first, it's the music. Do I feel the music? If I can feel the music, I'll figure out what the lyrics mean later. Um, and so I've always been kind of like that. And um, yeah, I found it a good message. Um, there were a lot of ways that could go, but I'm very glad that, the message of coming together and love over hate, was the message that was said and the message that was portrayed. They didn't have to do that; could have left that part out, but chose not to. So I really enjoyed it, and I know it's not for some people, and that's fine. But I think I think if more people gave it a try, more people traveled, more people met other people, we'd have a lot less of what we have going on right now. Anyway, that's me. Um, let's see here. Kimberly's having leftover enchiladas for dinner. Nice. Susie says Benito. Yeah, right. I know. Um, had ham and Gouda sliders and tomato bisque soup. That sounds delicious. Um, I miss ham. I think I will always miss ham. Um, and Susan had quesadillas for dinner today. Nice. What'd you put in your quesadillas? Um, and what'd you have in your enchiladas? A lot of Mexican food or Spanish food going. Quesadillas, enchiladas. Um, nice. But yeah. Um, had chicken tiki masala, said Anna. Ooh, that's good too. That's good too. Um, yeah, I I we didn't watch the Super Bowl because we don't get the channel. I think it was on Peacock. We didn't get that, but I did rewatch today, because Apple Music sponsored it. They had it on their YouTube channel, and the NFL and Apple Music, and so I watched the halftime show, and it was good. I liked it. Just cheese topped with tomatoes, onion, and greens. Nice. That's simple. Simple, simple. I love making. Um, a simple quesadilla like that. We often we will buy the tortillas and just have them around, and we always have like some kind of shredded cheese. So I will often make cut up a tomato or something, or just have salsa and just layer, put some cheese in there, throw it in the microwave in like 30 seconds or 45 seconds. It's melty, and then put some salsa on there, and sometimes sour cream, good stuff like that, and then you've got a good little snack or a meal. Um, but yeah, I think that's about what we're up to, y'all. I think that's what we've gotten up to. It was a busy weekend working on things. Um, but we extended our rock show. I don't think anybody came in for the rock show specifically. I did have a friend come in. Um, I think I mentioned this because I think it was on Friday. Um, he has these Blythe dolls, and I guess they have these pull strings in the back of the head, and they decorate them with beads and other things. So he came in and decorated and took it home. I just got pictures. I need to share them because he got pictures. He sent me pictures of the finished product, and so I want to share them. I love seeing what people do with different things, not just jewelry, but how they use beads in different ways. And so that was really interesting. I did not know about these dolls. I started talking about them to Andrew, and he's like, "Oh, blind dolls," and I'm like, "Didn't know that was a thing." And I had to go back in my messages and like, "Yep, that's what he said it actually was called." So, um, I don't know a lot about that, but it was pretty cool, and he got very excited about it, I think, and he's talking about doing some other BD projects. So that'll be good. Like to see friends come into the store and people enjoy themselves and find ways. Beads aren't just about jewelry. We focus on jewelry a lot because that's what most people know, but or most people think about. And me as a creative person, I'm geared that way toward jewelry because I've always been in love with kind of fashion and stuff. So um, for me, it's just more natural. But you can do so many things with beads, and we love seeing what people do with them. All right. I'm going to flip the camera around. I've got some fun stuff for you today, so hopefully you will enjoy it. Um, and we'll get on with the show here. All right. Let me flip this around. Thank you all for being here. Oh, my stand is a little crooked today. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us. All right. Let me get my lights on. Okay. Um, we've had we were talking about Gilbert and the girls the other night, and let me see if I've ever done 1 second. Let me get a lot number together here. We used barn lots the other night, so I'm gonna use Gilbert lots tonight. Gil 1. GIL are a lot numbers today. And the girls, we've had to sequester a little bit upstairs. Um, we do that throughout the day and let Gilbert run around with Barnaby downstairs throughout the day. And then we flip them at night. So the girls get some time out with us at the nighttime more. And Gilbert goes up and sleeps up in the bed. Um, but it has gotten a little bit, it's been difficult. So we ordered some calming collars. Hopefully they will be here tomorrow, and we'll have our calming collars here for the cats and get everybody hopefully calmed down a little bit. Susan, it's been a weird day. I need some relief. Marianne's going into lurking mode. See you, Marianne. Um, yeah, today's my day's okay. It's a little rough for reasons, but um, no, I did I rested a good bit today. I was very tired. I've been running myself a little ragged, I feel like. and we don't ever have a day off, so I kind of took the afternoon and just I did some things, but I was not um, super uh, productive, and I felt guilty about it. I still feel guilty about it, but I actually kind of really needed the rest. All right, and I've got two of these. These are really cool. I love these. GIL1. They were $24. I'm going to drop them down to 20 for y'all. These are electroplated onyx, and they are so beautiful. It's like that dark rainbow kind of thing. I love these electroplated faceted rounds in onyx, and they are super, super pretty. I've only got 2 strands available, and oh no, I don't have my calipers here. One moment. I did bring them home, and I think they're down in the kitchen. Sorry, I'll be right back, y'all. I left them downstairs because I'd like to be able to have sizing easier than using a ruler. Okay, sorry, everybody. I'm back. Let me see here. Okay. And these are, there we go, 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter faceted rounds in electroplated onyx. It just gives such a pretty color. I love these. So fun. And like I said, it's kind of that dark rainbow look. And it says those are pretty, aren't they? It's not something I feel like you see very often. You get a lot of different stones electroplated, but onyx, and it really seems to give a really kind of nice glow. Like it's something, it feels special. These were 27 a strand. I'll bring them down to 22. And it says there was a dark rainbow kit. Yes, we've done multiple dark rainbow kits, or in that style. There was an actual dark rainbow kit that we did at one point. Yes. That's why I keep referencing it, because it was one of the kits that people could not get enough of. I think we actually tried to make more at one point, or did a second dark rainbow kit because people love them. And people love that kind of combination. These are the larger size. Look at how those are glowy. Really nice coatings. Don't scratch, they don't come off. Really nice. This size is the 10 millimeter. 2 strands of those available. $22 each. GIL2. the right number written down here. Oh, I missed Suzanne's comment. Says, indeed, the halftime show was excellent. I think so too. Let me check comments. I think maybe my Facebook is. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that comment. Let's see here. Let's go over here. Go over to here. All right, GIL3. We have one more version of these. This is a really fun shape. Get the bag open. Got 3 strands of this one. This was 24. So bring that down to 20. 3 strands of these. And these are the faceted rondelles. They're really so pretty. And really a luxe look. I could see them with some peacock pearls or with some gray pearls. It'd be really pretty with that. GIL3. And these are 8mm. 8mm. Move these over so I can make room for everything tonight. And speaking of pearls, I looked around and found some beautiful pearls. Let me show you. I have a lot of these strands. This is from a vintage buyout we did. Let's see, these were 29 a strand. I will do them for 22 a strand. And these are some top quality vintage pearls. These are peacock pearls. Beautiful colors. See a lot of the greens in there. That's what's showing up on camera the most. A lot of the greens, but there are some blues in there. There's some yellows and ambers. A really kind of unique coloring to these. Show you one strand at a time here. You'll get a better idea, I think, of the color that way. But look at all these colors you're seeing as I set it down. It seems like when I bring it up closer to the light, it's worse. And so these are gorgeous pearls. Only $22 a strand. We got a whole hank of them we were able to get. And so those are available to you. I'm going to, let's see here, I have a, I'm going to put these up. That's the, so I don't have the whole giant hank up on this stand up here. GIL4. And these pearls are approximately 8mm. Well, they're so beautiful. They show up better far away. Sorry, everybody. Excuse me. Really pretty pearls. Vintage freshwater GIL4. Now I only have 2 strands of these. These were $34. I will bring them down to 28. This is an amazingly good deal. Whew, amazingly good deal. If you know pearls, these are vintage faceted pearls. Beautiful quality, amazing color. They let that nacre grow nice and thick first so that they could carve into these and not lose quality. A lot of times you don't see that anymore. They rush them out. But these are big, chunky, beautiful pearls. You don't see faceted pearls too often. And like I said, when you do, sometimes they aren't as nice because they rush them out. These are a big 9 millimeter pearl. I've only got 2 strands of those available. $28 a strand, GIL 5. And GIL 6. I have 4 of these. These were 26. I'll do them for, I'll do 24. I can't go much lower. That's already low. $24 a strand. These are the peacock faceted pearls. And look how beautiful those are. These are long strands. These are vintage strands, not shorty strands. A lot of times today you're seeing shorter and shorter strands. These are our nice long vintage strands. And let me get some light up here. Those beautiful peacock faceted pearls. And 4 of those available, GIL 6. Hey, Leslie, thanks for joining us. Glad to see you here. All right, let's put away GIL1. Get some room here. Putting away these, the electroplated onyx, smaller rounds, $20 a strand. And the GIL2, a larger strand. We sold one of the 5s and one of the 6s. Thank you. So that means we still have 1 of these available and 3 of these. This is the deal for 100%. These should be like a $50 or $60 strand. And after this show, they just might be, to be 100% honest with you. Because really, I think we priced those too low to start out with. So if they don't sell, they will be going a little bit up. Okay, let's move these up. These are a big pearl. And like I said, under these lights, they're not as, I don't know what the light is doing. On camera, they do not look as good as they do in person. These are luscious in person. Like some of these kind of cranberry reds in there and purples. Super beautiful. It's the same for these. I don't know why on camera they're looking so deadened. As I'm looking at my screen, I'm like, those look dead. They're not. They are full of vibrance and color. Trust me, you will not be disappointed with those. even if they look disappointing on camera. It's the same with these, even these ones. These are really beautiful um, pearls. And on camera, they look dead. They're not. They're so pretty. Okay, let's see. Anybody else joining us? Anybody else join in? See our numbers starting to go up a little bit more, a little bit more. If you're out there, please say hi. Welcome to the show. We've been trying to branch out a little bit, and we're getting our other group, the Inspired by Reading group, more activated. Hopefully, Leslie says they look yummy to me. Oh, good, because on my screen they're looking a little bit dead, and that's not how I want them to look. Right? You're trying to sell beautiful pearls, but y'all know we don't play games with you. They are really pretty. Going to give you a big discount on these. I've only got one strand of these. These are sapphires, 155 down to 125. And these are a beautiful strand of blue sapphire faceted ovals. These are real sapphires. Nice quality, very nice quality. Deep blue, not dyed sapphires. Super pretty. And they're heavy. Sapphires are a heavy stone. You don't realize it till you're holding a small strand like this, and it feels so heavy in your hand. Beautiful blue sapphires, 125 for the strand. This is about 7 millimeters by 10. 7 by 10 millimeters. One strand available. Blue sapphire. All right. These were 18. I will bring them down to 15. I say they. I'm going to do the first one, and then I have the other one under a different number. This is GIL 8. These are carved African wooden pendants. And this is the first one, hand carved. Hello, Anne. Thanks for being here. Says my typing is limited by a cat. I get that. I get that. Barnaby, I just let him up from his man cave when I went down to get the calipers, and I heard him clawing on the door, so I should let him in, let him visit. This is GIL 8. And this pendant they're bigger, 25 by 61 millimeters. GIL 8, and then GIL 9. Let's see. This is GIL 9, and this was 18. I'll bring this down to 15. GIL 9. GIL 9. This is the second and last of these hand-carved African beads or pendants. GIL 9. Let's see here. Let me put these back. GI4. $22. Got a bunch of those. Now GIL5 are these. $28 a strand. And GIL6, oh, my bag's coming apart, are these beautiful faceted pearls. GIL6, $24 per strand. Hello.
Howdy.
How are you?
Okay.
GIL7 are the sapphires, down from 155 to 125. These are nice. And then I've got these.
Where did you find those?
I found them. I found them hiding out. GIL8 and GIL9. Susan says, "Hey, Andrew,
Howdy.
how you doing?"
I have a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, I said I did a little bit of sleeping in today and a little dozing this afternoon. I've been wearing myself ragged, and I said we didn't get much sleep either.
Nope, I've been trying to finish up a commission, and it's taking about 500 years.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's almost done. Or
mm,
it seems like, I don't know if it's almost, but no.
it's
I-
halfway done.
okay, I was like, I don't know how much is going into it. Like, it looks to me like it's almost done, but
It's halfway
it's
done.
halfway done.
And sapphires are pretty.
Those sapphires are really pretty.
These faceted.
Yeah, faceted ovals. Nice big size. I think they were 7 by 10.
I don't know
They're
if y'all are
heavy.
gonna be able to see the color though.
I know. I brought them up, and they I feel like my color's off today. Even those I had faceted pearls today, and they were not as
Maybe
nice.
put it on this for a second so they can see it. Cause this juicy. Look at that.
There, you're seeing a little bit more of the blue.
Holy guacamole.
There they are. That's a better color. I had them in my hand. I was like, that doesn't look good either. Nothing looks good. That looks much better.
Blue on blue is just like it disappears into the mist.
Yeah. There, that's a good color.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful sapphires.
A little bit of orange in it. And then take a look at those hand carved African. I think it's ebony, isn't it?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I don't think they're dark. Are they dark enough for ebony? Isn't ebony usually really black? This one's more red. Like when you look at the color, it's almost purple.
I don't know. But they're it's that for this one.
That back.
So where are people doing? Watching?
There are people watching, yeah. People are generally kind of quiet tonight.
They probably are recovering from dancing their butts off from yesterday.
That's what we were talking about that a little bit. I watched it this morning.
We don't have that channel.
No.
We had to wait till it came out.
And I watched it, and I said, I did. I started tearing up a little bit over it because it was such a beautiful, I think, performance.
Yeah, it was good.
And it reminded me of my youth time when it was so hard to get like any kind of Latin music in this area, when you had to try and find CDs, and I was studying Spanish, and I had a real desire to listen to it. And it's like just the fact that it's out there on such a big stage now for people that anybody can see.
It's not so light.
I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, it doesn't hurt that he's hot.
That helps too.
That people acting like it's so hard.
Right.
Just
These
just be quiet.
Right.
Sit with yourself.
Sit with yourself. These are GIL 10. These are a mixed strand of all different mixed gemstones. There's some lapis in there. There's some
Those are sparkling.
moonstone. There's amethyst. Looks like some green opal, some pink tourmaline,
Sparkling.
garnets, carnelians, rutilated tourmalinated quartz. Beautiful strands, mixed strands. These are all about 2.3 millimeters.
Do y'all like mix and match strands? Because conceptually, like, I think that's popular, you know? Because,
It held Anna's comment. It says, haha, beautiful people, aka hotties. And it made me authorize
how
that
is
comment.
it that they block that?
I know all the
And then
porn things can come through, but
and
you say hotties and I gotta authenticate
know.
it.
And that's so naughty.
I know, right?
We get spammed all of the, like, 10 ways to Sunday, all this nasty talk. And they don't hold that.
No.
Somebody says somebody's hot, and then they're like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, we gotta hold that for
Clutch them
censoring. I know. Anna says, haha, that's hilarious. Anna says, I like them mix and match. Leslie said, those are so cute.
Do you know, Leslie, that we've been friends for 14 years on Facebook?
Oh, did it come up today?
Correct.
Nice.
I think it's 14 years. I only briefly looked at it, and I was kind of still asleep, so I could be tripping.
You could be tripping. These are from Mac Studios. I think Mac Studio. These are so inexpensive compared to what you would find out. I'm gonna bring down the price a little, but I can't do much. These are lampwork glass. What size are the beads on 10? They are 2.3 millimeters, Susan.
The itty bitty one.
2.3 millimeters.
But you know that for being small, they have a pretty good sized hole.
They do. And Leslie says longer off of Facebook.
I know it's been like 20.
This is GIL 11 for those who love lampwork glass. Look at this. This is the old price, $27.
Kind of. I know y'all like some of y'all like the Halloween.
Yeah, it's kind of Halloween or like they look like I don't know. Wasn't there a character like this in a book? It was like a dark
in Studio Ghibli.
yeah,
The
probably.
dust mote thing.
Probably. That's what that reminds me of. And this bead is 14 by 28 and a half. Really cool. It's got the black, white, and orange. Go well with Cloud Dancer stuff. Put some carnelian in there. Doesn't have to be Halloween, but it also does look very Halloween too if you want it to.
Well, I know a lot of our people like Halloween.
Yep. Leslie says at least 20 years.
Yep. It's been a minute.
GIL 12.
I used to buy my seed beads from her.
This was $84.
This is extra Halloween.
I know. I'm going to bring it down to $74. $10 off. This is for 3 beads. You get the large center bead.
Kind of dragony.
Yeah.
With them tribal tattoos.
Dragony tribal tattoo spirits. And you got the green. You got the orange rondelles too on the edges.
Is Tallulah still on the room?
They're all still there.
All of them?
Yeah.
Gertie
too. I put her back in. She was very good earlier though.
She's a sweetheart.
So this one, let me give you the dimensions on this. This is 19 and a half by 44 and a half. And these little ones are about 11 and a half. Susie says, I'm just say it now. Today has been pretty wild. Work was crazy. Oh boy. I think there's a lot of that going on in the world. Hi, Gertie.
They were all sitting together on that.
They sit on the the counter.
The three of them.
Yeah.
All cuddled up. It's so cute.
That's cute.
I would take a picture.
I wish they could just be good so they didn't have to.
They keep trying to bully Gilbert.
I know. And as soon as I tried to let them down there today, well, they snuck down. And as soon as it did, where was Tallulah?
She does not like him to eat.
No, she's trying to stop him from eating. We can't have that. But he was so scared he tried to pee in places today he wasn't supposed to because he thought they were out and about where he was.
He's so nervous.
Yeah.
That little boy, he's so sweet and he is so loving this morning.
Oh my goodness. He's been loving all day.
He's been just like the sweetest cat. And like playful and joyful.
Mm-hmm. Without the influences of his sisters. Gertie. Says, but he chases me.
Not anymore.
And this is the last of the lamp work I have tonight. GIL 13.
There's more Halloween.
Is this one. This could be spring too. The beautiful little spring leaves, forest scene. We had that forest prompt for Beat in the New Year. And this could be a nice little forest or like a lake with, it looks like lily pads. Could be a lot of stuff. You could play around with that one. And this bead is about 13.5 by 35.5.
Oh, it's a brown.
Yeah, it's a brown.
From far away, it looks like black.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of a reddish brown.
And it's got little red dots. And this is like Jack in the Beanstalk. I could see that.
That's a good idea.
And Anne says, "Oh, poor baby." Yeah, he's having a hard time. They're really ganging up on him.
And really, it's it's usually around feeding time, or if he's trying to see me, and
Yeah, they're getting very jealous of you.
I'm like, why y'all can't? You can share.
You can share. Doesn't have to be one or the other.
On White Daddy, it's like they all cuddle on you.
I know, they all pile up.
And then he wants to see me, and there's like two Tallulah's up there, and then he gets like, then she starts chasing him. That's what happened the other night when they're getting.
Today, and she ran down. He was trying to eat, and I didn't see it. She may have just run down because she was excited, and he ran away. But she ran down to the food plate. She was down there by that when I came down the stairs.
She does like food.
Yeah, I mean, she had her own food, but you know, I've been feeding them on 2 different levels of the house.
Yeah, I'm excited for those colors to come.
Yeah, the common colors are supposed to be here tomorrow.
And then that'll be good because they did seem to help before.
Susan says, "Girls, stop bullying Gilbert."
I know, he's so sweet. They try to bully Barnaby, and he's like,
he looks at him like,
he's like, he's startled. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he just puts his hand on their head.
Yeah, he puts his hand right on their head and just like, stop. And
like,
they just
settle
down. And then he goes and runs and plays with them, which I think like Gilbert won't run and play.
No, maybe on the stairs.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have to do it because they'll play with you on the stairs.
Yeah, if I play with them all on the stairs, maybe that'll get them loosened up a little bit. Are these, what are these? Are these turquoise, or are they
this is dyed.
dyed? That's what I thought.
It's pretty though.
It's really pretty. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 of these. I'll do them. What do you think? 3?
$10
for all of them. I was gonna do them individually.
Oh, how many are there?
There's 7. I'm gonna do them for like $2 a piece.
Whatever you want to do. I'm not committed to that.
I know. Okay. So this is a dyed howlite, most likely, made to look like turquoise. It looks really good. I had to ask Andrew to make sure because even like down in the holes, they're blue. It's really good dyeing, and they're really pretty stones.
You know, a lot of my pricing is from like 10 years ago.
I know. 26 by 35 and a half. A lot of my pricing is getting that way too. I have to be careful because, I'm not up on like the latest.
Well, I went to a bead store not too long ago, and I'm not gonna say which one. And I was like, holy majoli.
Shook.
I was like, what are we doing? Like needles and stuff. We usually sell them for like $2 a pack. And there's them for like 6 or 7.
I know. We were definitely not up with some of the times on some of that stuff.
But I also think some of the places are in more like they're in bigger cities.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first started this shop, there were people who were talking about like one of my early mentors, they said to price what the market can bear and not necessarily um
The worth.
the material worth.
Yeah.
But they also went out of business. So
Maybe their market couldn't bear them anymore.
no. They came from a very like financially analytical, and like
That's code for sterling, right?
no, that's the code for when it starts with A, it's sterling.
Okay.
That's on the
Silver plated bronze.
correct.
Okay.
So, anyways,
Silver plated bronze acorn charm, $5.
I know some of y'all like the acorns.
Mm-hmm. Well, acorn charm. It's a tiny, tiny little charm.
That's good
Cute.
for the charm bracelets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always hate trying to find charms for charm because a lot of our charms are bigger. And it's like, where can you need little ones like this? 6 millimeters. Acorn charm, one available. GIL 15. Gertie,
She's nervous
what you doing, Gertie?
because her sisters are still locked up.
GIL 16.
She over there.
Leslie says pricing is a very fine line to walk.
Well, the thing is nowadays anybody can look up anything.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a shop in a very large city that we used to live in, and the prices were wild. Like $100 for red raksha seeds that are like.
I still remember you when we
$1.50.
first started dating. You took me in there, and I was like, "That doesn't seem so bad."
And I was like, all right, oh,
Yeah, because I didn't know what anything cost, and I was used to those kind of prices being there. These are antique African, $26. Well, they were 26, now 24. You get the whole lot of them. One lot available. These are from Andrew's collection.
look.
He came over to look and see what I'm giving away.
If you're doing
I love this one. Like, look at that.
if you're doing what you call it, the book club, then those might be good for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've talked about that. A lot of people are very excited the book club is back.
Oh, good. I try to pick one.
Because these would be Venetian originally.
I think Suzanne recommended it originally. And but I try to pick one that would be easy for us to do. Some of them is like so conceptual. You're like, all right, what's the metaphor?
Yeah, let's ease into this.
Metaphor on top of metaphor. They got beads in it.
It's got beads. It's got Venetian beads, and we brought back a lot of those. A lot of y'all grabbed some. So it should be pretty easy for y'all. No. What am I doing?
I don't know. Did you show them your pottery?
I did show them the other day.
Did they like it?
Yeah. I mean, I've sold one piece, but they're all the rest of it's still available.
Mm.
I need to check something on these because I forgot my prices. Come on, log in. I feel like the internet's been so slow today. Maybe it's just my
It was very
devices. Yes, it was sunny today. That was nice.
It was nice except for when I was trying to sleep. It, the way that our curtains, I don't know what happened. Maybe the cats messed around with it, but we have blackout blinds on our windows in the bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and they've gotten to the point where they're not completely blacking out, and so there's like a searchlight on my face,
A searchlight on your face.
and Gilbert loved it.
Yeah, he loves that spot.
He was playing in the beam of light, like a little spotlight.
All right. These are S-word crystal pearls. I think there's 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 count. S-word crystal pearls. They were $6 a strand, bring them down to $5 a strand for you all. That's what, 20% off. I've got 2 strands of this color available. This is the bronze color. S-word 8mm round crystal pearl. 2 of those available. $5 only. Oh, Charlie's here. Says the mixed strand looks tasty.
Indeed.
I know. Says I've been knitting, but my hand's hurting, so I need to switch hobbies for a little bit. Tonight's dinner was beef vegetable teriyaki stir fry.
That sounds good.
Sounds delicious. Who's that?
Nobody.
Oh, I thought I saw a kid right in here.
That's
Boy,
nice.
I'm seeing things, y'all.
Maybe Paolo or Babette.
Yeah, it was a black. It would have been Babette maybe running through.
That's sweet.
It was like plain as day, right? Running right in front of you.
It's called you see him stuff.
I am seeing stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's good. She's
I have been a little lightheaded lately. Maybe.
Oh boy.
Who knows what's going on?
I don't know.
A little exhausted.
Charlie, you come over here and then all of a sudden he starts seeing visions.
I know.
Um
I know.
your mittens look good. Were they mittens or gloves? They're red and white.
Who?
Charlie.
Charlie? Mittens or gloves? Charlie's just in the email, so it takes a while to get the email.
Oh, I send Charlie things about Asian mamas on the internet.
This is GIL 18. I have multiples of these. This is the, what color they call this? Powder Rose. Powder Rose S-word crystal pearls. 20 count was $6, now $5. 8mm crystal pearls. Powder Rose. Hey, girls. Gertie's in here. Gertie.
They were good last night.
Were they? Of course, Gilbert wasn't down there with them. He was up with me.
They separated them out.
Yeah. He's up hanging out with me in the bed.
Mm.
Ooh.
They have an incredible bladder.
Huh?
They go into the bedroom for like 8 hours.
I know.
And they don't have to go to the
I
bathroom.
don't have to go to the bathroom until morning. Multiples. I don't know how many I have in the bag here, but this is kind of like the closeout of these pearls. If you want to grab them, it's like 20%. What is that?
The S-word.
The S-word.
Well, we won't be getting those anymore.
Let's see. Oh, Leslie, that held for review.
What was it?
Says, William, you are so funny. You call him S word. I call him the company that shall not be named. I know, right? Everyone has a different name to call them because you
You can get in trouble.
get in trouble if you don't. So on our website, we often call them European crystal. That's the code. This is called Mystic Black.
Yeah, but that can mean other
It
things.
can be so many other things, I know.
Like technically, Preciosa is a
European crystal.
crystal.
This is Mystic Black, GIL 19.
Yeah, we don't need any extra things causing problems for us.
No.
Like them taking down our boats.
I know.
And it's like,
Whoa, hi.
she's trying to tell you something.
She is. Hi, baby.
You know, it went in the trash.
Baby girl.
She does. She puts her little hand out
I know, it's so cute.
and she'll tell you. One time, me and William were talking animatedly. Um, we weren't really fight. We don't really fight. Sometimes we have disagreements, but we don't really like fight. Anyway, the kids are not used to it, and so she
This
ran
is,
up and she tapped me on the shoulder and looked all concerned.
I know. This is called light green. Was $6, now $5 for a 20 count.
And then Tallulah hates it when I practice Italian.
Yeah, she cannot handle it.
She's like,
She comes
hey,
right.
big leg.
She comes running up. She does too. It's wild. Like
Or maybe she really likes that.
maybe she really likes the sound. I don't
But
know.
usually she tries to like
Push the phone
get
out of
me
your.
to not do it anymore.
Yeah.
But
They'll like try and push the phone out of my hand.
maybe she doesn't want us to go on another trip.
Yeah, she's like, don't leave us
I
again.
want to watch the Olympics, but I don't want to pay for the extra channel.
Oh, yeah.
This stupid peacock. How many things I got? I remember when the Olympics used to be free.
Yeah, you just turn on your TV.
And granted, sometimes you had to be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
And goodness golly, some of that stuff is so boring.
I know.
They
I know.
put-
My grandmother and I, we always used to like to watch the skaters.
They already did it.
Yeah, we used to when we would stay with her, we'd always watch them.
I saw.
She liked watching them a lot.
The one.
We've sold both 20s. Those are both sold out. We've sold a 17 and an 18.
And his outfit looks like he belongs in the fairy court. Like he's getting ready to be in a Hollywood.
Who's that?
His name Ilya.
Ilya. Oh, come on.
But I
Get
think
up
that's
here.
his name. He's the one that won helped the U.S. team get gold.
Get up here. What are you doing? Come on.
Of course, we've been watching stuff on like hockey,
Mhm.
ice dancing. We watched the Canadian show about these teenagers having the trouble times in their life
Hi, Gertie.
as ice dancers. And it's like,
Gertie.
who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew you all had so many emotional feelings about ice dancing?
Charlie says, oh, the red and white ones were gloves, but I also made gray and blue and gray mittens. I'm working on a beret next.
That looks hard.
It says, luckily my mom and grandparents weren't too strict, but a lot of my friends' parents were. They also played an instrument, LOL.
I liked it watching them kids. I don't know if I sent that one to you, but there's a little, I'm assuming brother and sister, and they're playing.
Is that the one on the beach?
They're
Yes,
singing the
so
hearts out.
cute.
I wish that for my cat.
Len is watching the ice dancing now.
Oh, I thought it was over.
I don't know. Guess not. Let me check Facebook, see if anybody's commented on anything. No, still same number of comments. Nobody's aren't very active on Facebook today.
It's because I'm not on there.
I know. Usually I'm used to seeing your stuff pop up.
Now you have to listen to my mouth.
Actual mouth.
But I don't know how long because already my feet are starting hurting in there. I don't know what's wrong. What's up with this wrong.
It's got the mall energy
I don't know.
for you.
Like I stand on the linoleum all day.
I know.
There's no problems.
This is GIL 21. This is called Rosaline. And these are $5 a strand. Here's the the other pink, just to give you, look at those vibes together.
I made
18,
like a castle
21. I was telling him about the bean soup, kind of soup, but in a skillet, not really a soup.
castle,
Cassoulet.
but not really because we put it with rice.
I was gonna say we ate it with rice.
Well, that's because I'm Filipino, so.
Anne says, I've got YouTube up on my TV, and Daniel saw Gertie and sprang off my lap. Maybe it was her beauty, but he was probably worried about his food supply being compromised.
She don't get much.
Anna says that was team competition. It's over.
Oh. So now they're gonna battle it out individually.
Let's see here. This is a pretty one too. This is called Burgundy.
She didn't even talk.
Gertie. She hasn't been talking to me.
She's a little bit hateful.
Mm-hmm.
Because they get locked up for their crimes.
For their crimes.
You know, the thing I like about the Esford pearls is that the coating is real good.
Yeah.
Some of the other glass pearls is how you call less than optimal.
Burgundy. This is also really pretty with the pinks. And a lot of these colors. Really pretty. Burgundy, there are 3 of these only available. GIL 22.
You probably all can hear me kissing on this hat.
I can. Oh.
She said, let me down. But I don't want to.
GIL 23. This one is called Dark Green. Dark Green. GIL 23. $5 a strand.
It's wild. Some of them, they're like Scarpacchia stuff. And then the other ones are like dark green.
Dark green. We've sold 1 of the 21s and 2 of the 22s. Thank you so much.
But she's cute. She's a
Dang cute.
She was gonna join in with her sisters in solidarity and bullying Gilbert. And so she kind of chased him, but she didn't chase him. But her tail got so huge.
It's true.
And she started like hitting with her little claws out. It was pretty cute. She's like, it's supposed to be fearsome. Not adorable.
What adorable. This is called Lavender. Lavender. These are like a silvery lavender. They're so pretty. Just that little kiss of color. Beautiful S-word crystal pearls. Nice durable coatings on those. $5, only 4 of them available. The kids singing on the beach were so talented and cute. I was reading the comment on that, and it seems like they're well known in the area. I wish I was blessed with the Filipino singing ability. LOL, says Charlie.
I think I have it.
Andrew believes he has it.
I just don't have the confidence. Like some of the kids, they just like get up and they like sing, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I can make my voice sound with different sounds.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Like whether or not they sound good. I bet if I practiced, I could
If you
get good.
practiced, I bet you could.
It's like
If you
it's like my
trained a little bit.
genetic gift.
Says, how are the roads around you? I'm getting stir crazy, but I'm still wary to go far. Seems like there's an accident every other day.
Um,
And our roads have been pretty good. They're just
I
sort of
haven't left the
24.
house in weeks.
Yeah, Andrew really does not left the house. These are called crystal white
I'm thinking of canceling my demo
in,
thing
in Pittsburgh.
because I don't want to leave the house.
And it also says the S word pearls are so durable. I bought a charm bracelet with their pearls from their store and put that through all sorts of things and it still looks decent. Lynn says, I do love check glass. I have a lot of check pearls. The S word have more vibrant colors, a thicker coating, and the quality of the bead itself under the coating is better. Good price. Yeah, I didn't look up the price of these online. I could be way off. I should have probably. I don't know what they're still going for, but
Well, it is what it is.
it is what it is. Some people are grabbing them
Ready,
and know what they're grabbing. We're getting rid of them, so
clear them out.
clear them out. This is the last of the last. You're not getting any more of these. Not from us. Um, you know,
Never say never.
never say never. We do buy vintage lots of stuff, right? Could show up again
Make a
someday.
deal.
There are four of these.
Likelihood.
I
is
know.
unlikely.
And we've got like the spread of colors here. This is copper.
I would just get one of each.
I know. For
Or
$5,
two of each so you don't run out.
20 beads on a strand. You make some little earrings with those.
Yeah, they would make pretty earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing is that you can bead weave with them in their uniform.
Yeah, they're all uniform in size.
I wouldn't put anything that's like crystal on this. Like if you're gonna when anything has like a coating like that, I like to put like a spacer just so that they don't rub. You know, because then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you know it's glass pearls because you can it chews it up. So that's one thing to consider.
Let me check something on these ones.
I do think that their colors are particularly nice.
They are.
They had some colors that I wish I bought more of.
Mm-hmm.
Like those pastels and stuff. I wish I had more of the pastels. Like they have one that's like a coral color, and I love that one.
Let's see. What in the world?
Like she will hug my hand, and it makes like a predator response. So I try not
Pretty
to do it
cute.
because I don't want her to kick me with her toenails. But it is super charming. That's her problem. She's too cute.
I know.
Because she has big expressive eyes and is small.
Yeah. Oh.
She rides on my shoulder too when it's just the two of us.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cute.
When you come in, she acts like she don't know me. She's like, "Who are you?
Who are you,
Why are
stranger?
you touching me? Put me down."
All right, we have some more S word, last
It's
of the
not
last.
like that.
It's not like that. These were 12. I only have one left. I'll do it for 10. GIL 27 this is an opaline green. This is a mixed strand of 4mm, I believe. Well, it has multiple millimeter actually of the bicones. So multiple bicones with the crystal pearls in various sizes.
I just was talking smack about putting pearls next to crystals.
Crystals in there they did. I know, right? They're on these strands. They did it.
Wow.
They did it. No, I wouldn't use this under pressure though. Like if you made a bracelet, yeah.
It just looks extra sparkly.
Yeah, look at that. S word crystal. These are, I think, 4mm and 6mm. Both the pearls and the bicones in various colors.
She has a little octopus that she plays with, and it's so stinking cute.
Tallulah plays with that a lot.
Right, if she carries it around, she sings with it. She's like, what? She's looking at me like, why are you telling my business on the TV?
Uh-huh.
She's looking long suffering.
Okay, I'm gonna put the African beads away. They are still available.
So annoyed with Golden Daddy.
Oh, she says, can't you just let me go down? Off the desk. All right, let me see if we're selling anything here. We've sold a 24 and a 25. Thank you so much. Move these down, move these a little closer to each other. We still have all of these colors available. I do have some more colors of these pearls. If you're looking for them, let me know. I can see if we have the color you're looking for, but I'm moving on to the kind of crystal strands now. We've got 3 more lots available. Don't forget, we have the D stash that's up, ready for you to take a look at. If you'd like to check out the D stash and haven't yet, Andrew Thornton Project D Stash on Facebook. These were $10.50. I will do these for $8 a strand. It's a good price. There are 4 of these strands available. GIL 28. This is a beautiful 4mm bicone S-word crystal strand mixed in these kind of blue colors, blue and grays, purples. What is that, Purple Rain? That's what that reminds me of. I have that song playing in my head now. GIL 28. These ones were also $10.50, and I'll do them for $8. Got a few more of these ones available. These are, 4mm. I'm just say multiples. I have a few of them in the bag, maybe 8. GIL 29. Are these S-word? Look at how bright those are, ready for spring right there. Look at those flashing around. GIL 29. We've just sold one of the 28s. Thank you so much. Oh, and I think I missed it earlier. Susan had said, sounds like cats have been exhausting, mine no exception. Oh boy, I hope Mookie's okay. Getting used to his food. Move this one up here so that I can move these over and make room for one more lot. We've just sold the 127 available, so I'm going to take that away. And let's see what I've got here. Did this one, I did that one, and this. These were also 10.50. I'll do them at 8. I've got 4 of these available. These are the larger 6mm bicones. S-word. In these reds. Reds and oranges, like a fire, embers. 6mm S-word crystal bicones, GIL 30, $8 for the strand, only 4 strands left. And that, my friends, is that it for tonight. Susan says, had to ease back on Mookie's food change due to diarrhea. It's been rough. Oh, that's hard. That's a hard one for sure. Sorry he's going through that. Sorry you're going through that. Hopefully.
A good situation for anybody.
No, that is not a good situation for anybody. So hopefully you can get through it.
Did people like that S-word? And there are some people they don't like it, but you know what? It's sure dang sparkly.
Yeah, it is.
They've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. And somebody just came in and grabbed almost one of a bunch of the pearls. Thank you so much. Yeah. Said started him on steroids today, seems a bit better. Hopefully that'll help. Yeah. Hopefully that'll help. Well, y'all, thank you so much. Please remember, if you just tuned in this weekend, book club has started April 10th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. will be our Zoom meeting. It's The Glassmaker by Terry Chevalier, and we will you'll have all that time up until then to read the book, and then we'll get together on Zoom and start our projects, finish our projects, or show off the projects you've already made that's inspired by the book, and we'll also discuss the book. We also put out a questionnaire. So if you've ever thought about taking classes with us, even if you think it's not possible, that you'll never get here, you'll never be able to do it, we hope you'll still fill out the questionnaire and help us to decide what kind of classes people are interested in here. There is a banner, not a banner, a post on our timeline that's saying we're asking for your input. And if you go into the comments of that, you'll see the link to the Google form. A few people have answered, but we'd love to have more people answering that and letting us know what kind of classes, what price ranges, the length of classes, what kind of things you'd be interested in learning, all that good stuff. If you'd like to learn with any other teachers that we might be able to get in touch with.
The other thing about that is that we're just doing it now for the cottage, but we can also apply some of that data to our online classes too.
Yes.
So I know we haven't really talked about doing online classes for a minute, and really that's because we are trying to get the in-person ones off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, we're in the lead is the basic metal smithing. So I'll show you how to make rivets and how to do a bunch of cold connections. We'll do some tab setting, some soldering, and then the final project is a sterling silver or silver ring.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make a ring if you don't want to, but it is good to kind of there's some stuff in that about how things kind of fit together. That's good to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's always nice, even if you don't intend to wear it for yourself, you know.
Learn all the skills to make it. And there's a lot of skills involved in making a ring.
And the nice thing also is that, like, because it is a sterling silver ring, with the price of silver the way it is, if you take the class, you know, you get kind of a deal on stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
so it really offsets the cost of the class when you have like a finished item that you walk away with.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure you don't do a terrible job.
Yeah.
And then what we're thinking of doing is butting them back to back. So as we're looking into renting we have this idea to do a big fundraising campaign and getting like a bathroom installed and stuff. But with we're uh, when we started, pretty much last year, we had it in mind that we were going to do it, and we kind of read the writing on the wall about how any kind of major fundraising would go. So we didn't want to like set ourselves up for sad times. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to do this big campaign, and then you reach 10% of your goal.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of knew that we kind of had to be realistic about it. And one of my friends, she teaches from a studio that she converted from a horse barn, and she rents a porta potty for the students, um, and because she doesn't want people in her house. And she says that people, sometimes they don't love it, but at least it's there.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're gonna go to a concert nowadays,
That's pretty much what you've got.
and hopefully y'all are gonna be home trained and not smear feces on the wall. You know,
Yeah, don't do that. Do not do that.
if you do, we'll know who it is.
Right. There'll only be a few select people,
I
right?
know, and then that's how you tarnish your reputation forever after.
Oh, they came and you know what they did in our porta potty?
No, I'm just like, I don't want to say who it is.
I don't want to say who it is, but
Whatever AG Beat fans that lost their mind. No.
I don't think they would do.
Anyway, so we're thinking of making them back to back. So,
Kimberly filled out the form, she said.
thanks.
Thank you.
So we'll have the metalsmithing class 1 week, and then there's the weekend. And if we have enough people, if people are going to stay for both weeks, I know 2 weeks is sometimes long, but it is nice because then you go from one to the next, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like the skills that you learn in basic metalsmithing, then you can then transfer to enameling.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the logistical reason of why that we're talking about that is because we want it to not blow our budget with the porta potty.
It's true.
So instead of renting it 2 separate times, we just rent it one time.
Yeah.
And they clean it in between. So, and I honestly, I don't think people are
not gonna fill it up in, but
it's not like a gem show with a million people
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
It's like
Len says poop talk.
Well,
with a
I'm being
heart.
practical.
With
That
a
was
heart
what I
emoji.
wanted to know. Because somebody was like, I can't go until y'all get a bathroom. And I'm like, well, we're gonna try,
Yeah, we'll do
the
it that
porta
way.
potty.
Yeah. And hopefully some of the fees for the class will help us afford an actual toilet. We've been watching these tiny home shows, and it's like the composting toilets don't seem so bad.
Yeah, because when you read it online and they talk about stuff exploding, I'm like, no. There's
Yeah.
a capital N and a capital O.
With a big exclamation point
Correct.
after.
And then the one they're just like, oh, you poop, and then you take a couple shovelfuls of this stuff and sprinkle it on top and
spray
do
some
10 spritz of this
Yeah.
Eco Lab.
And then it's like, then we use it for the flower garden. Okay. Andrew's like, I don't know about the flower garden.
That's the one where you have to dig deep.
Right.
I don't know if I'm emotionally built for that.
But so we might do that instead of we've been trying to do a incinerator toilet.
Well, the thing about the incinerator toilet is from Canada, and
they only make them in Canada. They're getting more expensive, and
they're tariffed.
Tariffed now even more.
Now the toilet just went up 50%.
Yeah.
So I'm not joking.
They were already expensive to begin with.
One, but then I'm kind of like, it looks.
Yeah.
Well,
and a composting toilet isn't too bad.
No.
So
and
we'll see.
They make it in the U.S.
So that's what we're doing. But please fill out that form if you haven't. Help us out. That'll help us decide the kind of classes.
There's nowhere for me to go. there
There
will be
will be.
somewhere for you to go. And also, it's not like we're not going to get up.
Yeah.
Like there'll be
Breaks.
there'll be
We'll have
breaks.
lunch. We'll have, yeah.
And if people stay for the 2 weeks, we can plan an outing in the in between.
Hmm.
So like Falling Water is nearby. There's a bunch of stuff. Y'all want to look at waterfalls? We could
Take
go
a
to
walk in the
Pittsburgh.
parks or go to the, yeah, you could go to Pittsburgh and see,
What you want to see? You want to go to Andy Warhol?
and go to
Wanna
Andy
Andy
Warhol, the mattress factory, go to the Phipps.
You want to look at flowers? Look at flowers. They're never dead there.
And I said, people are talking about like they'll never, they're not in Pennsylvania. I said, you can come. We have a van. We can haul people around. We can pick people up at the airport. There's some cheap flights to Pittsburgh from some cities.
Yeah,
And so
one of the ones that somebody wrote, they're from Orlando. If you get there's literally a $30 ticket that goes to Latrobe, which is 12 minutes away.
yeah,
So
yep, super
some of
cheap.
y'all spent enough tonight in the way to be
could
afford to come visit us.
have visited us.
Maybe not the class.
No,
Nobody got hog wild tonight.
no,
Um, you know,
nobody bought
it's
that sapphire strand.
not yet.
That's the
But you know what?
class.
That's the thing also is like if you need assistance, I mean I'm not a travel agent, so
No.
that's not like the best. Like you'd be like, could you Google this for me, Andrew?
No, but
I'll
if like
probably be
if
like,
three
no,
people flew into Pittsburgh, we could come pick them up.
correct.
Yeah.
And also,
You don't have to try and get
you
a
know,
Uber
if
or
there's
something.
enough people, y'all can get a house together. The one we rented for Ava was what one,
That was nice. That was like 150 a night, I think.
and it was big. It
It
was
was
a whole
big. It
house.
was a whole house, and only had one bedroom, but you could camp out on the
I mean, how close to y'all?
right.
That bed was big.
Bed was big. Also, there were like 2 or 3 couches throughout the house.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
if
think
there,
those ones that kind of fold
yeah.
out.
But anyway, that's a possibility. So thank you all so much for watching. Think about it. Maybe come take some classes with us.
We rented Alice's spring
We've
cottage.
done that before.
Jenny and Peter own that. They still rent it out. That's a whole house, and there's at least 3 bedrooms. in
Three
that.
bedrooms, yeah, and a pull-out couch. So lots of options if we know people are coming, and we can help you out maybe if y'all want to do something together. So think about it. The one class is going to be after, like I said, it's like a week or two after Mother's Day. So start asking for those Mother's Day gifts, being like hinting that I want the class for the Mother's Day gift. But we're going to get descriptions out and
And the one is Memorial Day week.
yeah,
And the reason why we picked that is we figured people would already have the day off
yeah, you wouldn't have to take an extra day off work. So it's
if you're
the
working.
Memorial Day Monday.
Some of y'all retired.
Yeah. Says Len says I want to set some yellow sapphire cabs.
Well, I mean, you don't really need the class, do you?
May not need the
You
class.
just need studio
Just
time.
need to come up for studio time. But yeah, all right, everybody. I'm gonna get going so I can get this tallied up and go say hi to my girl cats. I've seen the boys a lot, but not the girls too much today. And thank you all for joining us. Please share this video. Let people know we exist in the world. We try and do our part, but we ask you please help us out. And we'll see you back here tomorrow with something else. Who knows what? Have a great night. Bye,
See ya.
everybody.